For 17 years, millions of euros flowed out of FC Barcelona, not to players, not to agents, but to one man, the vice president of Spain's referees committee. 8 million euros paid quietly, repeatedly, and almost nobody noticed. Until investigators stumbled on a detail that changed everything. Because once you follow this money trail, you find missing documents, unexplained invoices, and a relationship that should never exist inside professional football. This is the Negreira scandal. And the deeper you look, the stranger it gets. José María Enríquez Negreira wasn't a referee. He was the man who evaluated referees, the man who ranked them, the man who could influence who officiated which match and who moved up or down the ladder. As vice president of the Technical Committee of Referees from 1994 to 2018, he had enormous influence over the officials who controlled Spain's biggest games. And it was during this period, specifically from 2001 to 2018, that companies linked to him received millions of euros from FC Barcelona. Investigators discovered a pattern. Barcelona paid a company called Dasnil 95. Invoices were labeled referee reports and technical advice. But despite millions being paid over 17 years, there were almost no written contracts, no signed agreements, no formal deliverables, just invoices, large ones, regular ones. And when investigators asked to see the original contracts, the story took its first major turn. Barcelona couldn't produce the paperwork. A court ordered the club to hand over every contract linked to the payments. But several documents remain missing. Others, prosecutors believe, may never have existed at all. This absence of evidence has become evidence in itself, deepening suspicion and expanding the investigation. Spanish prosecutors allege the payments were intended to influence referees and protect the club's sporting interests. They stop short of claiming direct match fixing. Instead, they focus on the conflict of interest. Because when the man evaluating referees is being paid by a club those referees officiate for, the entire system becomes compromised. Barcelona deny wrongdoing. They insist the payments were for scouting, consultancy, and analysis. They argue some reports were verbal and others were misplaced. But even within the club, the lack of documentation has been described as unfortunate, a word investigators consider an understatement. Analysts found patterns across the years the payments were made. Not proof, but patterns. Fewer bookings, a lower rate of penalties conceded, a measurable advantage in subjective decisions. Individually, these metrics prove nothing. But together, over nearly 20 years, they raise questions only transparency can answer. Real Madrid called the payments not normal. Other La Liga clubs demanded transparency. UEFA monitored the investigation closely. Suddenly, Barcelona weren't just defending payments. They were defending the integrity of their success. As of late 2025, the case remains open. Former Presidents Sandro Rosell and José María Bartomeu have been called to testify. Negreira faces ongoing tax investigations. Financial records, testimony, and missing documentation continue to be examined. The process is slow, but active. The Negreira case is about more than Barcelona. It's about the integrity of football, the belief that decisions are fair, honest, and free from hidden influence. Because if one of the world's most powerful clubs could maintain a financial relationship with the man overseeing referees, how many other vulnerabilities exist in football's governing structures? And what does this say about the sport's future? So now the question is yours. Do you believe Barcelona's explanation, or do the missing documents tell their own story? This is Sports Cash Files, where money and sport collide. And if you want more investigations into the business behind the game, make sure you subscribe, because the next story might be even bigger.